Hello and welcome to the Rare Mama podcast. I'm your host, Karina Hogan. I am a mom with 2 special needs daughters and also a bonus mom. I share with you my journey, my story, and other parents' experiences when it comes to divorce, dating, relationships, co-parenting, and special needs parenting. Hello. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the final episode of 2024 for the Rare Mama podcast. This is super freaking exciting. So we are 40 episodes in, and starting in January, we're starting with season 3. Yes, we are going to move into season 3 and YouTube channel live, plus a new series called Friday Night Couch Confessions. So I am super excited for all these things that are happening, and I am going to have some more guests on the show, plus Friday Night Couch Confessions. Sometimes it will be just me, just sharing, different topics, different stories, and sometimes there will be a co-host. So you got to stay tuned to the YouTube channel to find out. So make sure you subscribe to it as soon as that channel drops down live. So this episode, I'm just going to take a few minutes. This is going to be the 2024 year in review. So what I'm giving you is the top most listened to episodes of 2024 for the Rare Mama podcast. I'm going to be sharing clips of each of these episodes that were listened to the most, that were your favorites. I can tell you one that was a top favorite for the year of 2024 was the guest episode that I had with my friend Sean Hudson, who tragically passed away in August of this year. That was my highest listening episode, where we spoke about fatherhood as a special needs dad, which that is a conversation we are going to continue in 2024, and it's going to be part of the Friday Night Couch Confessions. So I'm super excited about that. I'm also rebranding all of my social media accounts, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well, okay? Also, I want to take the time to thank everyone for listening to the show, writing into the show, and just supporting me in this podcast. I am so grateful for all of you. I can't tell you how much I have grown to do these episodes. I absolutely love it. And I am just super excited to just give you more content when it comes to special needs parenting and navigating divorce and relationships and dating, because these are all important topics as special needs parents that we do navigate because we do experience them. So I am so thankful for everyone. And please leave a review, share episodes, subscribe, so you stay in the know when it comes to the Rare Mama podcast. So, as always, thank you so much for listening and joining me on this podcast. I'm so grateful for all of you. So, now I'm going to give you the top most listened to episodes and clips of each of these episodes that were very popular for 2024. So, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. This was an amazing year. Enjoy these clips, and hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, wonderful New Year. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in 2025. It is really hard to juggle motherhood and being an individual and juggling a business, a side hustle, and work, and all these things that come into play to not only take care of your household, pay the bills, and make sure that your children are taken care of properly. So one of the things that is really important is to have a plan of action for your day, to write down the things that you really need to get done. One of the things that I want you to take away from this episode, because motherhood is fucking hard. And when you have special needs kids, and you have one or more that are medically complex, it's a really heavy task. But it's really important that you have to prioritize yourself, and you have to figure out how you can automate things and make things better, and get extra help if you need to. Get that respite care if you can. So it's really important because, like I always say in every episode, if you don't take care of you, your children are not going to be healthy. So if you're not healthy, they're not healthy. So you have to start with you and to make sure, because when you have a ton of shit on your plate, you're going to get overwhelmed. I feel that mom guilt almost on a daily basis because I take a look at all the goals and especially the, report cards and the IEP meetings and things like that, and just how my children operate day in and day out. And I start to ask myself and question myself, well, am I doing enough? Am I really putting my best foot forward? Am I really helping my kids out to achieve the things that they need to achieve just to have basic life skills? As special needs moms and parents, we feel guilty when we aren't doing enough for our children, when we feel, oh, maybe I should have found more help. Maybe I should have requested that therapy. Maybe I should have worked a little harder so that my child can reach their milestones. They can reach that goal. Maybe I didn't work hard enough to push them a little harder.
So they stopped the seizures with medication and then sent us home and said, good luck. So that's how it began.
Wow, that is incredible. It's almost similar to my story where the medical professionals just tell you, okay, well, this is what happened and here you go. Good luck. We don't know what else to do. And I think as moms, it's almost a punch in the gut to hear them say that and think, okay, well, we're here because we need your help because we're trying to figure this out. And you're telling me, well, here you go. You're going home. We're not sure how else to proceed. So how did you manage that?
So it was an intense experience because we had one thing that happened in the hospital, and we looked at each other. My husband and I looked at each other as we were watching our son have dozens and dozens and dozens of uncontrolled seizures before we got to that threshold of stopping the seizures. And we said, okay, what are we going to do? We don't know what is happening here. And we said, okay, are we going to stick together with this child, whoever he is going to become? And we decided yes. So we went home with this overwhelming feeling of one instruction, which was to get a helmet. That was the one instruction from the doctors because he couldn't walk very well. He had ataxia, which means he's this very unsteady little one. He was walking into walls. He was barely learning how to walk again, which was miraculous in itself because many children, many people with ataxia never learn how to walk again because they're so unsteady. And they knew that. Like, my district is one that I also worked for. And so when I would walk in, they're like, oh, hey. And I'm like, I know, it's me again, you guys. So it's all right to advocate with your supports in place as well.
Yeah, I think that's super important. And I always encourage other moms to seek out, the state rules, especially here in the state that I live in. And just, knowledge is power. And the more you acquire it, the more you can go in and get that type of support and get, advocate for your children and just make things so that, okay, we're a team and we're here to help them and we're here to make sure that we meet their needs. So I've got one last question before we wrap up our episode. So as far as you've dealt with all these, with advocating, the medical perspective, which we know can just be so overwhelming and it really takes a toll on you.
Couldn't, accepted it, learned as much as I could about my son. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've had success and why most people, see my relationship with him is, we click. I understand him. I know what makes him tick. I know what annoys him. I know what makes him happy. And ultimately, that is what's made me to be the father I am, is that I embraced and accepted him for who he was from day one. My sister's a single mom. My nieces and nephews' dad wasn't around either. So I think that the biggest thing is that, it's not a stereotype. It's case by case situation. Yes, there's times where some fathers are not around and some really awesome, badass mamas. 100%. You and my sister and my mom, to just name a few. But there's dads out there that really want to be heavily involved. And I love my quality time with my kids. And the things I get to do with them now is they're so much fun. Taking them on adventures and to concerts and to the beach and other things. I'm enjoying them being young adults, enjoy those experiences. So that's the biggest thing, is that there are dads out there who do want to be heavily involved and be in the process, so I think just everybody just look at it at a case by case basis, so for the moms that are busting their butt, just realize there are dads out there doing it just to the same as well. So I think that's just, with anything is, sometimes we're quick to judge based on our own experiences. So, a single mom might be quick to judge because she's had a hard time. I get it. But there's others out there that are going through the same, whether it's males or females. And ultimately, I think we all just need each other to lean on each other and help each other best we can, for support. That's why this podcast is awesome, to be able to open up and talk. And, it's not us versus you. It's not male versus female. This is us all trying to do our best to get through this madness, and to take care of our kids the best way we can.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you have an interesting story that you would like to share on a future podcast episode, please send me an email at email@thecoparentingmama.com. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please click the link below and fill out the form. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, give a 5-star review, as this helps reach more of you parents out there listening to this show. So thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next time.